What's good? It's your boy Twiz. Man, I don't even know what to say at the start of this video. Look, let's just get the ball rolling. It will speak for itself. Why are you following me?
Let me make it, come on. Yes, okay. Oh.
Lol, I've never seen a video of Yang, but I would agree with him. Stadia is being made by Google, who are probably among the top 5 richest companies of the world. I don't understand how they can't polish out and develop Stadia more so that the casual and people with low budget can afford it and enjoy gaming too, but Stadia is so shit that everything Stadia does just ends up being a joke.
Yeah, you guys heard the same thing I did. Yeah, he literally said that Stadia isn't good for the low budget gamer. Oh, it's like, wow, dude. How is it on some of my comments, people say the only reason I like Stadia is because I'm poor, because I can't afford a system, and then now this guy is saying that Stadia is not good for people that don't have money for games. Like, which one is it? This right here reminds me of that tweet I put out the other day. This is why it is so easy to spot when people hate it from experience or just hate it just to hate it, because very few people actually hate it from experience. Alright, I guess I have to reply to this. It's just you said so much in one small little sitting that I don't really know where to start. Alright, I got it. Let's go. Look at this blind ass bitch. Look at this blind ass bitch. Look at this blind ass bitch. Look at this blind. I'm literally in the same room with you!
Stadia is being made by Google, who are probably among the top 5 richest companies of the world.
Let's talk about the richest tech companies in the world. Microsoft is now more valuable than Google. You know what? Let me slow down just a second. Okay, now I know I'm putting up a comparison between Microsoft and Google, but I'm not doing so in a way to make Microsoft look bad or to bring Microsoft down. If we're talking about something being good or bad, I have to have something to compare it to. So seeing that they're both tech companies in the cloud gaming or in gaming in general, it only seems fair if we're gonna rate what Stadia is, good or bad, we need to rate it compared to its competition. So know that although I may be saying I like Stadia or what Google's doing better than what I like Microsoft doing, this is not the same thing as me saying that I think Microsoft is bad or it sucks. I need to have it for fair comparison purposes. Let's continue. Alright, I ain't going down there. You gotta be out of gut.
Oh my god.
I don't understand how they can't polish out and develop Stadia more.
And this is why I made the comparison to Microsoft. What polish out and development do you need? You see, currently Stadia runs at 1080 for free or up to 4K if you pay $10 a month. Which, once again, you're on a budget, so you might not want to do so. I completely understand. But it runs a smooth 1080 at no cost at all to you. No cost at all? You're lying. You have to buy your games. Wrong out! Well, yeah, but is that not true of Xbox as well? If I go out and buy an Xbox, which, once again, is at least a $200+ purchase, do I still not have to buy my games afterwards? See, at least with Stadia, you can skip the cost of the console and still have a comparable, if not better, experience. That's why Microsoft has an Xbox Game Pass, a superior value proposition. Wrong out! Yes, but the Xbox Game Pass is a monthly fee. $15. I guess a direct comparison would be Stadia Pro, which is $10 a month. Now, to be fair to Xbox, I will openly admit that they do currently have a wider selection of games. But both are rotating game libraries that continually add new games every month. One of the key differences between how they function, though, is that the games on Xbox Game Pass don't stay forever. If you don't play them within a certain time window, you lose access to them forever. On Stadia Pro, you get to keep your games forever. Even if you cancel Pro and come back to it, every game you collected since the beginning is still there. Also, with Stadia Pro, you get 4K streaming, HDR, and surround sound. You also get special Pro discounts so you can make game purchases if you choose to buy them even cheaper. Now, when I sit back and look at them, I don't really know which one is better. I see them both as being somewhat equal. They both have their pros and cons, but once again, if we're talking about gaming on a budget, that means every dollar you save matters. And with that said, Stadia Pro is just cheaper. So if you're coming at it from a budget gamer point of view, I think Stadia Pro might look a little bit more enticing, especially considering that you could play it without having to buy a console or maintain a console. You know what? We never really set the stage for this, have we? You see, when a lot of people talk about Stadia or do comparisons, they compare it to what they already have. Like, they already have an Xbox, they already have a PlayStation, or they already have a Nintendo, and then they compare Stadia to what they already have, a device you can play games. But see, that's not a fair and objective comparison. If we want to say if Stadia is good compared to something else, we need to look at everything. What if you don't already have a console? What if you don't already have these systems? You have to make a $200+ investment before you can even play the games. Well, you see, with Stadia, you do not. So when you sit here and say Stadia sucks for you, well, you might be considering the fact that you already have an Xbox. What about the person who doesn't have an Xbox? They want to play games of the same quality and same caliber you do. but they don't want to spend $200+ on a system. Would you still say Stadia is bad? See, I don't think a lot of people look at it from that point of view. But that's not all. Even if you already have a current system that can play the games, you will be expected to update in the near future, be it an Xbox One X, a PlayStation 5, or whatever Nintendo's working on. You will eventually be expected to buy additional hardware. And from what I hear, not only will you be buying more hardware, you'll be buying more storage space. You see, with Stadia, you don't worry about that, because Stadia blades will update to the Generation 2, Generation 3, and Generation 4 hardware at no cost to you. As a budget gamer, you're gonna have a hard enough time justifying spending your money on certain games. But why, as a budget gamer, would you want to strain your limited resources on the hardware just to play your games? What the fuck are you doing? What? Come on. Where are you right now? What game are you playing?
I'm gonna stand out so bad.
That's why Microsoft created xCloud. And that's why I brought up the fact that Microsoft is a more valuable company than Google earlier. So we're talking about Microsoft's cloud offerings. It really sucks compared to Stadia. You know, we're talking from a polished standpoint, like you said before.
I don't understand how they can't polish out and develop Stadia more.
Bruh, Xbox is limited at 720/30 and it's only available on mobile phones. Dude, Stadia goes up to 4K 60 and you can play it anywhere. You can play it on your TV, you can play it on your PC, you can play it on your tablet, you can play it on your phone. I'm gonna say to you the same thing that you said about Stadia. I don't understand why Microsoft, being one of the richest companies in the world, can't polish out and develop xCloud more. Hold up, put the brakes on it. That's what I would say if I was an ignorant ass motherfucker and just didn't understand how things work. Actually, I'm not bashing Microsoft because of this. Believe it or not, I'm actually really sympathetic to them. Microsoft is new to the mass market video streaming. They don't have servers set up and dedicated for video streaming all over the world like Google does. And it's perfectly understandable why they're currently at 720 and it will take them time to get to 1080. I think it's fine, and I think Microsoft is doing a great job playing catch up to Google when it comes to mass market video streaming. But let me ask you a question. Under that same token, isn't Google new to gaming? Aren't they new to the games industry? So why won't people give them some time when it comes to getting the games? Because Google is getting games, but they currently don't get games at the same rate and same pace as Microsoft. But I will say this, for being new to the game industry, Google is doing very well. They're actually starting to get developers come on board. Like, let me ask you, for example, is Cyberpunk gonna be on xCloud? Is Cyberpunk gonna be on Game Pass? You know where it will be? On day and date. Stadia.
So that the casual and people with low budget can afford it and enjoy gaming too, but Stadia is so shit that everything Stadia does just ends up being a joke.
Well, we already went over the affordable aspect. Stadia has an optional monthly fee, $10 a month for Stadia Pro, which is $5 less than the optional monthly fee on the Xbox Game Pass. So there's no problem for the budget gamer to have access to.
But Stadia is so shit that everything Stadia does just ends up being a joke.
What is it that Stadia is doing that is shitty? Running games at 4K, 60 FPS? Allowing you to play your games anywhere on any device as long as you have an internet connection? Or is it that they're getting AAA games like Cyberpunk, Immortal Phoenix Rising, and Watch Dogs Legion on release? When I look at everything Stadia, the only thing that I can even say is kind of shitty is maybe their marketing. But when I really sit back and look at it and think about what I'm seeing, they're doing a decent job marketing, getting the word out, and trying to get people to use their products. It's just that anything they do good is being drowned out by content creators and gaming news websites that are just focusing on hate clicks. They just want to hate Stadia. Anything Stadia does negative, they want to point it out. Anything they do positive, they don't want to talk about it. In fact, your opinions on Stadia do not sound like they're from somebody who actually has used Stadia for themselves. Your opinions on Stadia sound like you're influenced by somebody talking bad about it. Look, do me a favor, hell, do yourself a favor. Stadia Pro is free to try for a whole month. Why not sign up for Stadia Pro for a month and try it out for yourself and make your own opinions? Well, that's all I got. I'm your boy Twiz. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Laters, y'all.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, he's right by me. He just hit the generator I was on. He did not check the room. That is a dead end that I'm inside.
Holy shit.